Hi, Scott Lackman, 4510 TV. Today's program, we want to bring you our first market update for real estate in 2015. Joining me today, Principal R&W Caboolture Robin Lackman and Sales Consultant for Richardson&Wrench Caboolture, Trevor Hall. G'day folks.
Hello, how you going?
Very good. Now, it's been a very active start to 2015. We're sitting just in the middle of March now. I wanted to bring forward this market update for the first quarter because there has been so much activity, and being the new year 2015, I can't believe we're already 2 months into it. Let's start with you, Robin, Principal of R&W. Give our viewers the snapshot, January 1st up until mid-March where we stand now. How's the market?
Well, Scott, probably first I would say that it's been consistent, which is much different to this time last year. Even considering we had the big wet that came through and along with that lots of issues of local flooding and so forth, we still have had consistency in our inquiry rate and our sales. So that's all been good.
Yeah. And for you, Trevor, sales consultant, you're at the forefront and on the front line of sales in the Caboolture, Morayfield and Burpengary area. Similar activity for you, mate? It's just been consistent?
Yeah, very consistent, especially since the interest rate drops happened a couple of weeks ago. We've had our inquiries have gone up an awful lot. Interstate investors galore, as well as local investors, are all wanting to invest here. They see the growth that's happening here in Caboolture and a lot more activity around that investment scene. Yeah,
I'm glad you touched on the interest rates. Obviously, the lowest in history. Money is cheaper than ever to lend for mortgages. There was a drop, and our most recent interest rate stayed held from the Reserve Bank. From that interest drop, I say money's as cheap as ever. Is that what your investors are talking about? They can borrow at good rates at the moment?
Yeah, that is it. Obviously, they're looking at comparing what they've got in the bank, and they want to be able to put that money into real estate to get a good return. Some examples are strategically about 6 months ago, we looked into the retirement villages and around Caboolture and started to have a look at how we could sell those. I've sold 9 in this quarter alone. So a lot of people are saying they'd rather put their money into that to get a really good return rather than sit it in the bank. So it sort of makes sense to invest into property, and that's what we're getting, interstate as well as local.
Yeah. So when you say a retirement village, you're selling individual units within a secure complex. Being a smaller unit, obviously the price is a bit lower to purchase, but you're getting a good rent return, so that's what makes that rental yield, even the net return, is very attractive.
That's right, and so they are cheaper, but they're actually making a lot more money out of them. So we've targeted those areas and have been very, very successful. We've actually just sold, Richardson&Wrench have just sold 20 units in one retirement village. They're strata titled units, so you own them outright, and that's what people want, to be able to buy those investment properties.
Excellent. Let's go from that unit activity and investment activity. Robin, can we talk about the general, let's say the medium prices in Caboolture, maybe that bracket of a standard family home, Caboolture, Morayfield suburbs, 300 to 330. Can we talk about that market?
Yeah, certainly, Scott. We're a little bit different to the Sydney-Melbourne market, and I think a lot of the time people are misguided by what's happening in those southern markets, and they feel that it's being duplicated here. We haven't quite caught up to that yet. There's certainly a lack of supply right at the moment in the 300 to 350 mark. We still have had some good sales just under 300. When you start talking more than high threes into the early fours, and you're getting into small acreage lifestyle living, then they are a little bit harder and slower to move along, but certainly in the basic, what we call our bread and butter listings, 4-bed ensuite double garage, around that anywhere from 295 to 320, that's where our market has been.
Yeah, and you touched on that. Obviously, if there are viewers interstate, Sydney and Melbourne, Caboolture certainly doesn't experience an auction where the bids start going up 10, 100, 200,000 above reserve. I would love for that to happen. Possibly when we have an auction in Caboolture, if the reserve is at 300, we're lucky if we're getting maybe 305, 310. So not quite the interstate market, but activity for us in the local area is consistent. It's well priced, and we're obviously seeing that investment activity. Trevor, can we talk about that lifestyle living? Robin mentioned it. It's a small acreage. predominantly we see those homes in the Olimba catchment just north of Caboolture. How's that market going?
Really good, actually. We've actually had a lot of people out there. Olimba, we've had a lot of homes for sale out there, a lot of activity. People are buying the 3/4 of an acre blocks or up to the 2 acre blocks. They're wanting both of those. It's not only there, it's also the Caboolture River Road area as well, and as well some areas over in Burpengary East. So all around activity is going really well. And then you've got through to the smaller blocks, like even here where we are now in central Caboolture South. There's activity, there's growth. There's people wanting to live close to town. That's part of the luxury of our acreage properties, is that they are only a few minutes away and the facilities are all around them. So shopping centres, schools, all close. And that's part of, as I say, I always sell the growth and the potential, what is here, and that's what makes it so popular to live here.
Yeah.
And again, as carrying on from what Trevor said, Caboolture, it's very visible, our growth. You've only got to drive around centres such as this and you see the building, the construction taking place. We've seen the approvals come through council for the little strip shopping centres on the outskirts. Everywhere we go around Caboolture, we're only going within a few kilometres of the main town centre, which is very attractive. There's probably nowhere else in southeast Queensland where you can do that and live in the environment that we live in here. So we're very fortunate in that respect, and that's something that we continually try to sell: the lifestyle, the affordability, location. They're our key selling features when we look. And again, the market has changed in as much as our buyers now seek out the properties through the week, but they do then plan to come to the open homes of a weekend. So that whole atmosphere of of us putting a buyer in the car and taking them to the property midweek or early morning or late afternoon, that there's a shift there, and the buyers are now educated to come along to the open homes and view the property in their own time, without any interference from a pushy salesman or whatever. It's a more relaxed atmosphere. They can view the property, the children can feel the property, they can go in the backyard and play on the swing and help them make that right decision.
Yep. You certainly do sell the lifestyle very well, Robin, and as the viewers know, you are my mum and been in real estate a very long time, celebrating 21 years in April this year as Richardson&Wrench Caboolture on Morayfield Road. A lot of history there, and still, as you can see, viewers, there's passion in this lady's blood for real estate, the growth of our area, so that gets everyone excited that gets involved. Trevor, I want to put a spotlight on you, mate, and why we've included you in today's market update for 2015. You're on fire. You've just recently celebrated 12 months in the industry. Give the viewers a snapshot of what the Trevor Hall story is.
Sure. Well, 25 years I was in Queensland Rail as a business manager, and there I obviously learned a lot of different skills and worked in a lot of different roles within that time. And I was always interested in residential real estate. So I got out of the railway, went into selling businesses up the coast, and then came here to do residential 12 months ago. It's been a great time to join. I've been really lucky that the market's been good. I've been in a great team, and I don't just say this because you're here, but it's actually a really good team because, as I said, the things you need are good systems, you need a good strategy and a good state of mind. I'm really lucky that I've had such a great run, really, and had that support and been able to be coached by such a great team to be able to succeed like I have. So
let's share some of your statistics because they are mind-blowing and great activity, but based on a great effort. Before we share those statistics, which are incredible, for the viewers, we often hear, I want to be a real estate agent, I like homes and I've bought and sold one or two, I want to be a real estate agent, and it's okay, I'll work a couple of days a week and she'll be right and I'll make lots of money. Trevor, I see you in the office first thing in the morning, I see you in the office 6:30 at night, still making phone calls, following up appointments for the next day. It's not an 8:30 to 5 job, mate, and what could you say about that effort that you're putting in?
Well, part of my brand is the Trust Trevor brand, and part of that was 24/7 Trevor. And my family have had to deal with the fact that it is a 24/7 job. It's not 9 to 5, as you say. It's hard work, but the rewards are there. It's part of what I do is actually to get the outcome that I want for everyone, and it's really good. I mean, it's flexible. There might be days when you come in late, but you also work late that night. So it's all different. You're working with people and consumers and customers who work as well. So you have to obviously deal around them them being home. But it has been a great year. I've really enjoyed it, and the success has been there as well, which is good.
So the success, let's share those magic figures, your stats for 12 months in real estate.
I've sold 52 properties in the last 12 months, so averaging one a week, which has been great. I've been involved now in just over $13 million worth of sales, which is really exciting for me. Saying 52 sales, you could just say that was 104 families, but it's a lot more than that. I've actually touched the lives of probably 200 groups and families plus. And, I've got my name out there, I've built my reputation up, I've had the backing of Richardson&Wrench, which has been great, but I've changed so many lives and been really successful in doing that. So it's really well exceeded my own personal KPIs, and so I'm really happy to almost double everything that I wanted to do in the first 12 months, which has been great.
Brilliant. Trevor Hall, sales consultant for R&W Caboolture, certainly a kickstart to your second year in real estate, and obviously with some support, you're still going to crack it, mate. You've got the approach, the personal skills, and we wish you every success for the future. Robin, let's wrap up this market update, our first for 2015. We've got construction going on. The concrete truck just drove past. What, again, just to reaffirm and to finalise today's market update, that growth again, that new building, what does it mean for you?
Well, it's the entry level for a lot of young families, and as we talked before, affordable land, affordable construction. From the investment point of view, affordable land, affordable construction, and great rental return, and we're seeing that through our own rent roll in our business, which has grown exceptionally well organically over the last 21 years. But it all comes back to the cost, and we're all very conscious of that in the way that we shop, in the way that we look for our providers of power and phone in our homes. Buying real estate is the same principles apply. You look for the cost factor involved and quality for that cost. And I think we've got the combination right here in Caboolture.
Yep, excellent. Thank you, Trevor Hall, Robin Lackman, Richardson&Wrench Caboolture, myself, Scotty from 450 TV, and as you know, I'm also a licensed real estate agent. Thanks. That's our wrap up for the January to March quarter 2015. We'll join you again just in June. We'll give you an update before the end of financial year wraps up. And welcome to Caboolture. Affordable land, affordable housing, great location, and why wouldn't you live here?